Hey guys, today's February the 10th of 2014. I want to go over the Euro USD and just give you my thoughts and my opinions, and know that this is educational video only, so please consult professional financial advisor. Alright, we can see the world markets. You see that Asia is positive minus the Hang Seng. Euro looks pretty good, very positive. The North-South American side, S&P is kind of flat, and Brazil and Mexico are kind of negative. If we look at the calendar for today, we see that nothing really going to move the euro today. Aussie might come out with something 6:30 with BRC retail, and if we look at the overnight session, or tomorrow actually, you're going to have FOMC. So that it doesn't look like it could, but Fed Chair Yellen will testify, so that's going to probably shake things up, and the JOLTS job opening could bring some action to the euro tomorrow. So keep an eye on that for the 9 a.m. session if you trade those hours. Commitment of traders report. As you can see, commercials are hedging. They're buying the euro, and large speculators in retail is the red and green. They're selling the euro on net positions. If you go on the index side, you see that they are buying the euro, and large speculators, green and retail, are selling it. Sentiment is going down, so it says that possibly maybe the euro is going up. Every time price goes down, euro goes up. So let's see what happens. I don't know if it's going to go, that high, but you never know. But I just wanted to show you what I see on the commitments of traders. This is where people post their positions, and the last report came out Tuesday of February. And you see the spread between the blue and the green, and the blue and the green. So it's interesting for that to see. We look at the day relative performance. You see the euro is kind of flat. If we look at the week, euro is minus 0.2. If we look at the month, you look at the yen is really positive. The euro is negative 0.29%. If you look at the quarter, it's positive, is 1.94%, and half a year, 2.17%, with the pound the biggest and the CAD the greatest loser there. And euro is up 2.01%, and year to date we're negative 0.13%. So year to date, not looking good. Alright, so let's get into the Gann Emblem geometry and ergonometry. This is the data I have in mind for a pullback or a turn, or something's going to happen. Maybe it could be a pop, but I kind of leaning more that it's going to probably pull back down, but we'll see. That's the next date to watch. And then the next will be the 13th. We got a cluster here on the 7th. We got 2 dates, and you got here. So this one is really important. The 13-14, and then the 14-17. So I just wanted to show you that. Let's go. Let's go to this. I want to show you some things. This is a monthly. This is an Andrews Pitchfork. And I know some of you were like, well, why don't you just do that and see that? See, the problem is, by doing that, I don't see where we at. I see we just kind of in no man's land right here. But if I mirror and I adjust it, I just want to see what's holding this euro and know where support and resistance is. That's all I want to do. So if you do that and anchor it here on a monthly, now when we go into the daily, see, showing me support here. This is where we at. Show you again. Monthly. Actually, I got the wrong pivot. This is the pivot right up there. That was lower. This was higher. And you pivot from right here. Now, go to daily. Yeah. See, that's where we at. Let me get this a little closer. Gann swing bar. Still to the upside. So the momentum is to the upside as of now. I know I took a lot of stuff out, But let's go one by one. You see that right now, price, get this pivot right here. We're at the 50, which is at 36.07. It's above, the euro is above that. And you got resistance at 36.72. Still above the 50%, which is good. Let's see what resistance is up there. 36.09, you're still above that. Yep, so you're still above all that. The big levels were below, which was at 34.93, which it found support, and it bounced right off that, so you can see it right there. So you can see there's nothing, pretty much 36.72, 36.95, 37.38, and your 37.43. Those are your pivot highs that you want to keep an eye on in retracement levels, which is like the 75, 25, and 25. Let me clear all this out. We got our Andrews pitchfork, and you can see if we dance it around these two, it's cracked this downward channel, and it looks like it wants to go higher. You pivot from here, you see that you still have that as resistance, even if you want to lower it down from here. Pierced it, and it's kind of hanging out there. You put it all the way over here. You got a long way to go. Just want to show you that. If we put our other Andrews pitchfork, which are the bigger ones, you see that this is going to be major resistance. That one, if you look at the weekly, that's from this low to this high to here. It wants to now try to kiss that channel and get back on this channel to go higher. But if it fails that, it could go down with even stronger momentum. So that's a possibility you want to keep, an eye on. And if I put another Andrews pitchfork, this is even a bigger one, and it crosses right here. So there's a cluster, because this is from this low to this high to this low. And this is weekly. This is the low from 2010 and the high of 4/2/2011. I just wanted to show you that. So now when we look in closer, you can see what's going on. See how we were chopping here, trying to stay above it. We bounced off it, failed it, got in, and then try to bounce off it, failed it, and now we're trying to get it and hit it from the bottom. So if we can't get on top of it from the bottom, then we probably might gonna go down and maybe test this angle. So you want to keep an eye on that. We close that. I don't think there's anything else here. Seasonal date you want to keep an eye on, the 26th. The 14, which is coming up, has a cluster hit. That's why the 13, 14, 11, 13, and 14 will be interesting. Those days are going to be Tuesday, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. It's going to be interesting what's going to go on with the euro. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else. Well, our swing to the downside failed. It hasn't failed, but if we continue going higher and take out this C point, it'll be voided. It's still kind of chopping around. But if it didn't go down with momentum, I don't really give it too much credence. We could hide that, and we could take that away. So yeah, so that's that for that chart. Let's look at our this is just a daily. Let's look at the big picture, actually the grid, the 5-4 grid, and see what we got. We've been having a struggle with the 50 right here, which is at 36.46. It looks like it wanted to get to the 50, and it's having a tough time staying above it. We still got that 1x1 angle. Now that slope, it's going higher. It's now at 36.82. So we need to get above that angle to continue this trend going higher. But we do have support here at that 34.90, which is that 50% level. So that's that. If we look at the 211 high grid, you see that we kind of pierced it and popped here, and now we're struggling with this angle right here. We had a tough time here, we had a tough time here, we kind of went above and we're having a tough time here, and now we're having a tough time with the angle and the 50. So let's see how that's going to play out. You got the 75% coming up on the 19th. That's in price and time. Let's see what else I got. Let's glance this chart and see what we got going on. That's a GC. Let's do Euro. I'm looking at gold too because it looks like gold could probably be bottoming, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I got a couple of stocks I want to buy that are really good, and I know they're going to get a nice pop once gold consolidates. It needs to get over above 1280. That's if you're into gold. It needs to close above there, and then it looks like it's going to get momentum. Kumo cloud showing indication of the future's looking bearish. Chiku caught up to price and it's digging in deeper, and you're in the clouds, so this is going to be nuts. You're going to be up and down, chop. There's going to be a lot of head fakes, a lot of chop until we get out of here and start trending here. Then it's going higher. But in the meantime, it's very risky to place trades in this cloud. And if it cracks the cloud going down, then you're got the green light to go short. Gets it out of this mess. If you could go close and see, this gets to 50 in the cloud. You got the medium line right here, linear regression of the 1 year. You got resistance that's going to be up here. You got the channel that's going to be resistance. And this is the swing right here is from 37.38 all the way to 34.78. So this is going to be your range and game, but this is going to be chop. So we got to see what's going to happen. And if we go to the big picture, big picture is monthly, weekly, daily, and the 12-hour. You kind of just see what's really going on. Right now, looking at the weekly, you see that you're in chop range. This is the mobile band. Everything inside the red is all chop. Unless you like scalping, you're good, then fine. But if you want to do some swing trades and just kind of ride a wave, wait for it to let it get above 36, 37.02. That means then it wants to go and get up here and at least test 38.52. If not, let it crack 35.63, because then it probably want to test 34.90, which is a 50%. And if it fails that, then you can continue riding it. And you can see chopness because this is the weekly. Look at all these arrows going back and forth. It's not trending like a monthly. Like if it was like this on a weekly, it would be nice. We'd just be trending higher. Long term, we're trending higher on the monthly, but with weekly, we just into a consolidation chop. Good thing about the weekly is that you're getting a signal to like that now it wants to like go higher. You got everything building up, but it hasn't confirmed yet because I don't have the purple fisher. But you have a purple fisher on the monthly looking like it wants to sell, but it's still early in the game to determine that. And on the daily, you got PPS buy signals. You're still trying to, you're struggling with the 50 simple moving average. You got a full moon coming up on the 13th, 14th, which coincides with my ergonometry. It coincides with the November 7th pivot low vibration, the 13th. And it looks like on the geometry date it's starting to build up from the 11th. So it should be interesting, these triangle dates, what's going on. It's a big move. I'm hoping it goes to the downside, but if it's going to pop up, hopefully if it pops strong so we can ride the wave up. So that's where we're at right here. Yeah. Got a hockey stick here. 50's trending higher, so that's good. It's not like it's setting up for a snapback to pull back down, so it looks like it wants to get into zoom mode. You're almost in zoom mode on the 12-hour, and it's the price. It looks like it wants to push higher, So everything is looking very strong, bullish on a 12-hour. But we'll see. You got the 100 simple moving average right here on the 12-hour, which is at 36.52. So you got to keep an eye on that. So you got the 100 right here. You got the 50 right there as resistance. Two levels you want to keep an eye on. We look at our, I don't show this too much. This is the squeeze play. Just tells you where price is being contained for like the last different time frames. You can see on the weekly, price has been contained since the January the 20th, and the pressure looks like it's to the downside. But the daily is saying that the pressure wants, it's not the pressure, but that it wants to go higher. Until this starts going higher, I'm not going to believe it, because long term, bigger time frame, looks like the pressure wants to go down. So we'll see. There was a squeeze play here on the 4-hour, and it popped Thursday. You see right here, this is where we at. We're in a squeeze play right now on the 1-hour, and it looks like it wants to push lower. Squeeze play here on the 15-minute from 7:30 this morning, and price has been contained, and it looks like it wants to explode here. For scalping purpose, this is good. You just kind of ride these pops. The momentum is like to the upside. As you can see right now, this is real time. You got a PPS buy signal. It wants to push higher. And this is the 4-minute. So that's it for me. Anything else? Let me see if I want to show the profit. All right, so this is a yearly chart from my TDM Ameritrade, and I put the Gunner, the Gunner 24. I normally put it from the this pivot low right here, but I went and took the low, and you can see that, and I'm using the 5th bar technique. You can see that this is the 1x1. So it found support here, and you can see when it hit this arch and this time zone, it sold off, and we're coming to approach this time zone too. So if you look at it, this is one grid, and this is where a sell-off came, and we came down, we chopped around, went up, came down, hit this 1x1, and now we're like kind of slowly grinding up, but this time zone is coming in again like it happened here. Could it sell and go down here? We'll have to need to crack this 1x1, but it could pop like with momentum. So keep an eye on that, and that's coming up in the next couple of days, 11, 12, 13. So 11, 12, 13 around there. This could give you an indication of what could be coming up. If you see some momentum to the downside, that could be that the pressure is coming down with strength. But you gotta pretty much take out this low right here, so then it could really show the momentum, and then you're gonna have to deal with this angle over here and stuff like that. So hope this helps. Good trading, make some pips, and I'll keep you posted on what I see on the euro. And just keep an eye, and remember that these are the dates you want to watch. Peace.